Okay, I'm doing an Ask Me Anything pod today, which we all know that I flip. And I don't know if I've publicly shared this, but I usually fucking hate these because I'm like, well, no, you guys know this about me. I hate when podcast hosts ask you to ask them what to ask their guest, which I don't do. Okay, because that's not your job. But then this is like, ask me so I can answer you, with which that always feels super self-important to me. Even the ask me anythings on Instagram. It's like, ask me, because you care so much. I don't know. It feels very self-important, but I'm gonna do it anyway because doing the questions on Instagram gets tricky because you want to answer a lot. And then you have, oh my God, I have an Israeli friend that calls them couscous stories. Do you know what couscous is? It's this little small, like, kind of like rice, but way smaller. So when you have a gazillion stories, she calls it couscous stories. Anyway, I thought that was funny. And I always have couscous stories. So if I do a lot of questions, then it's like never ending. And then I can't post any other content. So we're going to have a dedicated podcast today to answering some of your questions, because guess what? You guys think that I'm like so not mysterious. Things we need to talk about more. Pretty mysterious, because I think a lot of people in the public have this thing, and I might have some of it too, which is like somehow you think that I share everything, because I do in a way. It's like, here's what I'm eating for breakfast, and here's Noah's first day of school, and here's this. But like, there's a lot of things that I don't share. Not on purpose. I'm not like, this I share, this I don't. But it just kind of happens organically where, it's the way Taylor Swift makes you all think you know her so well. Meanwhile, she's just singing about a breakup. You don't even know who it's about. So that's me. I'm Taylor Swift. That's the conclusion. Anyway, so we picked some of your questions that I'm going to answer, and I'll probably go all over the place. I know myself. So let's start with a good one. If you took your younger self, out for coffee, what would you tell her? I would tell her to keep being her Delulu as self, and that she was right all along when she was working odd jobs. And in the back of her mind, there was a voice telling her, you're meant to do something bigger, queen. It wasn't just a voice, and she wasn't psycho. Not that anyone was telling me this to my face, but I really did when I was working odd jobs. And people would be, and I remember I used to say this, which is so embarrassing. People used to be like, what do you do? Or even people, like, I'd apply for an apartment. Like, we'd put an application for an apartment. The landlord would be like, profession. I'd be like, I'm a bookkeeper right now, but that doesn't represent me. That's not like who I am. And it's like, okay, let me just write down what the fuck you're doing with your life, you fucking weirdo. But it's not weird, because I think although everyone has their journey, and I always say this, there are the sleep in the car people. I was never that, but I was the like, do what you need to do to make money and to like be able to pay for rent and do what you need to do. But like always have that yearning for what you actually want to do, and always put some eggs in that basket. Like all the Delulu shit that I did along the way, if it was, you guys know this, lying to get an agent in Israel, by the way. Here I didn't lie. Lying to get an agent, doing little like acting jobs, starting to write a book at some point in my life, sending headshots to agencies, even though it says do not solicit. I was like, sorry, I'm soliciting. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with my gorgeous pixelated photo I printed out from my computer? So I would tell her, like, you're not crazy. You're on the right track. That voice in your head telling you you're meant to do something bigger, listen to it. And you know what? Sometimes listen to it more. Maybe you should have been more sleep in your car. Even though everything did work out the way that it was supposed to, I would tell myself like a little bit of advice. I always had to like put a few eggs in that basket. No, babe, you could have put more. Don't fret. You could have put more. And I look back and I think that's it. It's like I minored in theater. Like I was always doing like the bare minimum to try to achieve the dream, where I look back and I'm like, you could have done more. Like who's to say what would have happened if I did that? But it's okay to put a little bit more effort. I think I have a really good self-defense mechanism in my body, and I think I do things so I don't get hurt. So it's like if I put a few eggs and nothing happens, all good. If you put all your eggs and nothing happens, you're fucked. But maybe you're not fucked. And that is a risk I would have been willing to take. How do I book my amazing podcast? This question happens a lot. I love that you guys are interested in inside baseball because I am too. Like, I love to know from celebrity guests how, the back end of producing works and directing and acting and auditioning. So I get that you guys want to know. And I do see a lot of times people think that people pay for podcast guests or for TV appearances, like if you're doing a late show. Let me break it to you. Nobody pays for a podcast guest. Okay? Nobody. I may have gotten a few requests from time to time, be like, can you pay for like my glam or my travel? And I'll be like, no. Like, this is an opportunity for you as much as it is for me. So that's how press works. It's a whole new world. Okay? PR, the way that works is a celebrity or an actor or reality star. They are meant to promote themselves, their show, their movie. So podcasts, really fun and really honored to be part of it, have become part of the press journey. It's like they'll come here and then they'll go do Drew Barrymore or they will come from Kelly Clarkson and at night go to Watch What Happens Live. And this is their pit stop. It makes me feel so proud and so honored to be part of that press journey. But that's how it works today. A lot of it is incoming pitches from their PR people, which would be like, are you interested to have so-and-so on? They're coming out with this movie. And it's a hard decision to make because it is a decision that at the end of the day, I make. Like, I don't work for a TV network that's making me have guests. So it comes down to like, okay, I like this person. I don't. I think they're great. I want to learn from them. Or I don't know them, but I'm like, whoa, they seem really interesting or they have a big following. And so it's a hard decision to make. I don't even know if I make the right decision all the time. It's only, when the episode comes out, I'm like, oh, that was really good. Or I do it and I'm like, should I have done that? Or I say no to someone and then I see another podcast do that person. I'm like, oh my God, should I have said yes? So it's a constant integral part of all this. But in my case, it is all done by me. The booking of the guests, like we don't have bookers or anything like that. And I really like to keep that pipeline individualized and personal because that's how I started. And I made relationships with all these people and with these PR people and with the guests themselves. And I just love how this podcast started and how everything was so organic and beautiful. So even though I'm trying to, what's it called? Like hand things off more. And now I have Regina who kind of helps me. And I put kind of backtrack. Regina who helps me. It's still hard for me to like give things over because I really love to be a part of it. And I will never kind of let that go because I think that's such a huge part of why this succeeded, if I may say so myself. Oh, or by the way, if I am obsessed with a guest and then I can reach out, try to track down their PR, DM them, like whatever needs to be done, which I know you guys love that. Let me say one thing about my listeners and my followers. You guys love my advice of like putting yourself out there, DMing if need be, emailing, that sometimes some of you will like take my advice to the max and be like, sorry, I emailed you 10 times about my business or whatever, but you said to do that. And I'm like, did I? But what I mean is, I do believe in putting yourself out there, reaching out. But of course you do it with elegance. You do it with class. You play the long game. Would you ever do reality TV? Listen, you guys know my opinions. If you asked me 10 years ago when I was dying to be discovered in any way, I would have been like, yes, fucking blast me anywhere. But I think now, after being a fan of reality TV for so long and seeing the inner workings, meeting some of these stars, seeing how they're lifted up, taken down, seeing the toxic fandoms of Bravo and Love Island right now that's happening, I would be too scared to put myself through that, to put my family through that. Like, I see how it can go. And yeah, it could be really great for some people, but you're giving a lot. Like, you are taking a huge risk to your personal life, to your business, to put yourself out there. And I'm really proud. And I think I don't necessarily say that to myself enough. Like, I started my Instagram and my podcast just being a nobody, like somebody that wants to do this. And I didn't have reality TV. So a lot of times you get a platform from reality TV. But if I have a platform, yes, it could get bigger, but it could also, sometimes I don't want that. You guys wouldn't believe me, but like so many people are like, you're almost at 1 million. I'm like, like it scares me. I literally will go in and delete deactive followers. I don't want to have more followers. I want to have like a community of like people that want to be there. If I could control it, they would all be like nice people that are interested. Obviously, like I post my kids and stuff. It's not like I'm like more people, I'm more like, let's just be cute and tiny the way that we are. So I don't know. I think that it would have to be very specific and something that like toxicity couldn't come out of it, which there doesn't remain a lot. I wouldn't mind being like a friend of and just coming in and being like, this is what I think about y'all's drama. But I'll be like, no, I won't say Lala because she gets it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's for me. I'd be too scared. I'm a pussy. Okay. I'm a pussy when it comes to that. What's something from your childhood or tradition that you want to pass on? Not many traditions. I feel like because I grew up with a single mom, for us, it was kind of like day by day, second by second, like one mom, three daughters. How do you manage that with traditions? Like, yeah, we did holidays, we did whatever, but I say this till this day, like, we weren't going to pumpkin patches on the weekend. But the way that my mom raised me, and that's something that I am utilizing and passing on to my kids, is just remembering, like, at the end of the day, with everything we have going on and all the things you can offer your kids, what they really need is just your undying, unwavering love, support, and building them up and making them feel confident in this world, which today has so many like negating point of views. Like I remember when this was coming from my mom, then I'd be like, "Oh, just lift them up all day, tell them they're amazing." But now all these reels pop up for me telling me I'm doing it wrong. Like, don't tell them they're that amazing because then they won't know how to handle failure. So now I'm like, I've told Noah since he was born that he's smart every day. And then now he'll be like, right, mom, because I'm so smart, so smart. And I'll be like, I'll think of that reel and I'll be like, you solved that problem correctly. This is what the reels do to you, you guys. When do I find time for myself? Here's the thing. Here's the tea. Although this job is 24/7, and I'll be the first to say that it is demanding and it is all hours and it's no days off, it is also the hours that you choose. Of course, if I have a podcast recording or something booked, but I think that mostly I can choose my own hours. So if I want to be with my kids, if I want to, nope, don't want to be with them. If I would choose to not be online for a few hours, or if I, want to take the afternoon off, like everything will be fine. Everything will be managed. So I really do find it easy, I will say, to maintain the balance. Of course, there's so many times I wish I was more present. I wish I was never on my phone when I'm with them. And I find myself sometimes on my phone. I fucking hate it. I find myself sometimes waiting for Monday so that Noah can go to camp so I won't have to handle two kids on my own. Like, I feel bad about those moments because I'm like, these are the moments that I'm going to miss. And I hate fucking living for the Monday or the Friday. Like, I really want all the tips on how to live in the moment. But I will say that it is normal to feel that way. Like if you feel that way, don't be shamed. Don't feel bad that you feel that way. I do feel bad though. I feel bad fucking all the time. If you're a mom, one thing is for sure. Mom guilt is real. Okay. Mom guilt, you feel it all the time. You yell at them, you feel bad. You didn't say yes to something, you feel bad. You said no to something, you feel bad. Like you say yes to something, you're spoiling them. Like you just feel bad all the time. And the guilt is just real all the time. But I have to say, like, it is an interesting question because I'm like, oh, I can find the balance. But in that balance there's really only work and kids. I don't really make it a point to find time for me. And if it's time for me, then it's like watching Love Island or catching up. Like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. Like, am I supposed to get a massage? I don't know. I don't know how to just kind of unwind in that way. So there's a dating question. Let's see if my 15-year married self or with the same person self can help you. How to chat up a cute guy in a grocery store. I would never. Dating advice you would give a single friend. So here's the thing. When I was single, I remember what I would get so upset about. So I feel you, especially in New York. I don't know if this happens everywhere. I would move, by the way. That's the advice I would give the single friend. Move. It's not happening here. I would like make eye contact with a cute guy on the subway, right? Be like, okay, he's looking at me. He's into me. I'm into him. It's all happening. Then he gets off. I know there's like a misconnections page on like, what is that? Demois does it, but also there used to be on like Craigslist. Hit on me, which today maybe women would say, I'll hit on you. But I would have that all the time. Like I would have like a guy looking at me, I'm looking at him, nothing. At a bar that would happen. Or even I would know somebody in my neighborhood that like we were both, nothing would happen. Nobody would have the fucking balls to do something about it. Maybe today I would be like, Amanda, you have nothing to lose. Fucking go for it. So maybe that's what I would tell your single friend. Also move. I really do feel like there is this phrase in Hebrew that says, you change your place, you change your luck. And that was kind of my, like, I know you guys are like, you're so hot. You're so smart. I'm sure you had all the guys all the time. Something weird. No, I didn't. No, I didn't have all the guys all the time. And I was like, if anything, I'll just move to Israel and find a guy there. So even though I didn't actually go to Israel for that, I did end up meeting my husband there. And I feel like a lot of people, my sister's friend just did the same thing. Single for so many years. She moved, she found someone. Sometimes you change your place, you change your luck, and your chances of meeting someone that's maybe more for you.
So right before I gave birth, not actually right before, but leading up to it, I was way more organized this second time. So getting myself all prepared with the supplements that I will need for after I give birth, since, you know, your body goes through so many hormonal changes, was really important. Nutrafol was one of those supplements. Nutrafol has a postpartum formula and it is breastfeeding friendly. So I started taking Nutrafol postpartum formula right away, and I really feel the difference this time. Like I feel like my hair, knock on wood, didn't go through that kind of shedding phase. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. You can feel great about what you're putting in your body, since Nutrafol hair growth supplements are backed by peer-reviewed studies and NSF Contents certified, the gold standard in third-party certification for supplements. See thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering my listeners $10 off your first month's subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code NOTSKINNY10. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com. Promo code is NOTSKINNY10. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code NOTSKINNY10. This episode is brought to you by IQBAR, our exclusive snack sponsor. You know that I'm on my health wellness journey, and it's super important to me to have snacks that actually keep me full. IQBAR is the better for you plant protein based snacks that are made with brain boosting nutrients to refuel, nourish, and satisfy hunger without the sugar crash. I am so into these bars. They are plant based. They have great amount of protein in them. They're free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial sweeteners, and they're perfect for an on-the-go, a natural, anytime snack. They have 9 delicious flavors, including mint chocolate chip, chocolate sea salt, banana nut, toasted coconut chip, lemon blueberry, and peanut butter chip. I am a sucker for the banana nut. They have over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, and people are really starting their days on the right foot with IQBAR's brain and body boosting bars. They also have hydration mixes and mushroom coffees. Right now, IQBAR is offering my special podcast listeners 20% off all IQBAR products, plus get free shipping. To get your 20% off, text NOTSKINNY to 64,000. Text NOTSKINNY to 64,000 to get 20% off. That's NOTSKINNY. Text that to 64,000. That's the number. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for deets.
Deets on your journey with Zoloft. So Zoloft is an SSRI. Don't ask me for a inhibitor. Here's my journey. I used to, back in the day, not have anxiety. I don't know what that's like, but before I was 17 years old, I didn't know what that was. There was no worry in my mind. There was no fear in my brain. I would do anything and everything including drugs, including getting in people's cars. Like, I should say thank you that I'm alive. And one day when I decided that I'm going to study abroad, it was such an interesting thing because I wanted to study abroad in a Spanish speaking place because I loved Spanish. Barcelona was my choice. And I'm so fucking shallow. I wanted Barcelona because Argentinian men are hot. And I met some of them when I used to go to Miami with my friend. You don't think Argentinian men are hot? Barcelona? Sorry. Buenos Aires. Let's backtrack. We'll record that again. I ended up studying abroad in Barcelona, but Buenos Aires. Okay. So this is where I wanted to study abroad, you guys. I wanted to study abroad in Buenos Aires in Argentina. And the reason I wanted to study abroad there is because Argentinian men are hot. And I used to meet them in Miami when I went with my friend and lied that I was older, but I was getting in the club. Fake IDs, what's up? I met a Martin, I met a Sebastian, and I was like, I'm going there. I'm meeting my husband there. I guess I always knew that like I should be with someone not American. I don't know why. So that was my plan. Spanish speaking country. I wanted to go to Argentina. And then when push came to shove and I had to figure out my credits, it was like, ugh, they don't have a program that the credits, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, ugh, fuck. Like, what other Spanish speaking country? Spain, fine. Barcelona, cool. Little did I know they spoke Catalan in Barcelona. Not Spanish. No, it's not the same language. It's motherfucking Catalan. Okay. I get there. I'm like, what are you saying? Are you speaking Portuguese? Oh, what? Like, imagine arriving, being ready to speak Spanish, and like they don't speak Spanish. That was a bummer. And a lot of things happened on that, I'm assuming, first few weeks of my study abroad that just were kind of weighing down on me. It was like I chose to stay in this like dorm. The dorm ended up being literally on top of a brothel. Like, we heard people fucking. There were no windows. The food didn't agree with my stomach. I was either constipated or diarrheaing. There was like a shared shower. I wasn't doing well. And I think I didn't know what that meant for me. So it kept on weighing down until one day I stopped in the middle of like Las Olas Boulevard and felt like I was dying. Little did I know it was a panic attack. And they took me to the hospital there. They started doing blood tests. My blood splattered on the wall. It was just literally so bad that then my whole study abroad was one big panic attack. Day in, day out. Not like a panic attack goes away, like just a constant panic attack. The thing I regret most is not going home, but I was always raised in the mindset of like, you don't quit, you finish something out, blah, blah, blah. So that's when my anxiety started. Now, I was started on Zoloft then, but I think because I started it on such a like SOS moment, I was disgusted that I was on medication. I was like, me, Amanda? Like, no, I'm this carefree bitch. Like, this is not anxiety. This is something else. I'm having daily heart attacks. Like, whatever I thought was going on took me so many years to come to terms with the fact that it is anxiety. And only when I came to terms with the fact that it is anxiety, which you could do in so many ways, right? You could go to a therapist. You can actually do the MRIs, do the CT scans, like get cleared by a doctor. So my relationship with Zoloft started being a positive one once I accepted the fact that what I'm struggling with is anxiety and that this little pill could help. And once I heard people say, if you were diabetic, you would take medication, that's kind of how I started looking at it. Then my relationship shifted from, why am I taking this? This isn't me. This isn't Amanda. Me, carefree, do anything and everything kind of girl needs to take this, to thank you. Thank you for helping me make my days not debilitating. And I think only once you've had debilitating days will you say, okay, I'm going to try this thing that might help me. So what happened was in Barcelona, I started taking it, but hated it, try to wean myself off. It was really bad. And I think only when I started taking it for the second time in my life, which was when I moved back to New York in 2015, and the move was much harder than I anticipated. And I remember getting to a point of, I'll do anything. So of course I'm willing to try this. And I think I wasn't scared to take it because I already took it and I knew that it didn't affect me negatively, at least. And I gave it a real shot. And I think that at this point, I'm like, is it placebo? Is it whatever? I feel good. Knock on wood. Like, thank you, God. Thank you, Zoloft. And obviously it comforts me to know that so many people in the world are on it. So many people I look up to are on it. It doesn't make you less than. It doesn't make you different. You're actually different at this point if you're not I'm just thankful for every day that I feel good, because if you've been in a place where you don't feel good before, and I'm not talking about a cold or a runny nose, but I'm talking about like really bad with anxiety, or if you suffer from depression, you're willing to take the med that works. Like, again, you have diabetes, you have an ulcer, whatever you have, you're going to take a med, right? So I think the journey to getting comfortable with it is that, like, knowing if you need medication and it could help you with whatever problem you have, then take the medication, in my opinion. And now I look at it like, come here, little baby. Whereas I used to be like, I can't believe me. Carefree me needs it. Okay, bitch, you're not carefree anymore. Like, deal with it. Do I ever get imposter syndrome? I used to say no. And I think it goes both ways. Like, no, a lot of the times I'm like, meant to be here, bitch. Thank you. Which goes with the Delulu that I was talking about. But I think that a lot of times now, yes, I think it sucks. When was I the most confident in my life? When I was like, 15 and 20 pounds overweight. Like, I just feel like as we get older, our confidence dwindles because we know more, we're exposed to more. But I think, yeah, sometimes, but you know what? I think that my imposter syndrome is like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe it. But in this really grateful way, which I actually don't want that to disappear. Like, I think owning your shit and saying I deserve this is one thing, but I think also being humble and saying, I can't believe this is happening to me, or I can't believe this guest is coming on the podcast, or I can't believe I have this opportunity. I think I don't look at that as a negative thing. Like with my live show, I was like, no one's going to come. Not one ticket will sell. I'll need to like say I have COVID, and then it's selling out in, less than half an hour. I think that's imposter syndrome, because it's like, like some people were like, of course, like people want to see you. And I'm like, me? But to me, it's more like for the live show, okay, I know how you show up on Instagram. I know how you show up on the podcast, but this is something new. And I think it's always scary to do something new. How is Lenny's sleep? Not great. I'll be honest. I did say, I remember I went on Kylie Kelsey's pod and I said, what's her thing? Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Said, not gonna lie. It's fucking annoying. People talk about their kid's sleep and say their kid is sleeping through the night. So I'm not gonna lie. Lenny is not, and I am okay with it. And here's why. I have a son already. He's 5 now, or almost, and he sleeps through the night. And I don't remember the daily struggles and how much I cried and tossed and turned and sleep trained and stopped sleep training and regression. And what regression is it? Just for him to turn 3, I think it was, and he slept through the night. He went to sleep at night. He woke up in the morning. And if he crawls into our bed, then I fucking love it. And if he doesn't, then he doesn't. And today he even goes to the living room by himself. And it even makes me sad. Today I woke up and he was in the living room playing. And I'm like, you didn't come to my bed. So time passes. Like I said, it passes so fucking quickly that if Lenny needs to wake up once a night or twice a night and he needs the comfort or he needs the bottle, then I'm okay with it for now. Watch me flip and motherfucking sleep train in a second. I did, by the way, try to sleep train him. What month was that? Because there was like, I'm talking like if your baby's waking up every 2 hours, then, and they're at an age where you can do that, then yes. But if it's once or twice a night and I could do one time me, one time Husb, or if it's just when he's not feeling well, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. What is something you never thought you would do as a mom? Oh my God, so many things. I judged so many moms. I used to be like, I would never like give my kid whatever they want. I would tell them like, no. And they would just listen to me. I would not ask them what they want to eat. I would tell them. Oh my God. I wish there was like a TikTok transition for how pathetic I can be. I literally thanked Noah for going to pee the other day. Like, it was like, Mommy, I had to pee, so I went. Thank you, Noah. Thank you. Because moms know, even if your kid is potty trained, sometimes you're like, do you have to pee? I see you're touching. Do you have to pee? No, are you sure you don't have to pee? So it's like, I'm thanking him for going to pee. I thank him for taking a bite of pizza. I'm like running after him with the ice cream. Another lick. So fucking pathetic. I never thought I would be. I thought I would be like, you don't want to eat? Starve. Not me. I'm like, pizza. Running after him with pizza as if it's motherfucking zucchini. I never thought I would be that way, and I am. Okay? 5 more minutes. I never thought I would be any. I'd be like, he'll get it. I'll just look at him and tell him, no, we're leaving the park. Get here. It'd come. 5 more minutes, Noah? The alarm? Okay, 7. And by the way, I never lie to him, which do I deserve an award? Like when I put 5 minutes for him, I let him scroll, I let him pick it. I want him to like believe me. That's really important to me. Thinking about moving out of NYC. I always have this because listen, I do live in a 3-bedroom apartment, but even that is getting small. It's getting small for us. Things are pouring over. I'm in a it feels like I'm in Polly Pocket. Like I want more space like a motherfucker. I want a house. I do, but I want that house to be in New York. Now, then people would say a brownstone. So a couple things. Brownstones are a gazillion dollars and they are like 5 floors because they're built up. So it's not like ideal, but I need a Delulu because, we can only make it so long in this apartment and I don't want to be like, suffocating. But like, is my desire to move out of New York because of anything else than space? No. I love New York. Yes, I think you can raise kids in New York. But yeah, sometimes like it's again the space thing. Like I would want more space for them to run around, that kind of thing. But I don't know where I would go. I don't know where I would go. Where should I go? What's my biggest pet peeve with guests? Do I have any? Oh, when they don't post? Is that the only thing? Okay, when they don't post. Here's the thing. Imagine you get a pitch from someone's PR. Okay, now you're tracking on how this happens. Will you have so-and-so on? And they're so excited, la, la, la. And then you're like, okay, I'll have so-and-so on. That's nice. And then they don't post. So listen, now when it's told to me they don't post on social media, or I know that they don't, or you know what, I even go as far as to understand. I'm like, maybe they don't like the way they look that day. Maybe it's like, if I go on a podcast, by the way, and I talk my ass off for an hour and there are a bunch of clips of me saying wild shit that I'm okay with saying, I just don't want to see it and I don't want to hear it. That I also understand. But that's why I give you the option of a pic. Here's a pic of us. So cute. But obviously, like at the end of the day, it is most flattering to me and I feel the best when the guest had a good time on the podcast and enjoyed being on and wants to share it and feels excited about it. So it is a bummer when they don't. And I also, like I said, do feel like it's like a two-way street. It's like, I'm so excited you're on and it's great for me, but it's also great for you because you're doing press. So it is kind of a bummer when they don't share and it could turn me off of someone. If I felt like if I felt that the vibe was really there, I'd be like, oh, and I know they're seeing the tags. It's another thing if like they're not on Instagram, they don't see the tags. You can press share. It's not that hard. Do I have another pet peeve?
Really?
Yeah, but with New York, I kind of get it. With New York, I get it. When they're like, we've had people be like an hour late and then it's like click clack. But I do get the like 15 minutes here or there because it's New York and we know like the traffic is fucking terrible. Have anything else?
Like
Just listen.
when they say something,
Want to take it out?
like the PR.
Yeah, that sucks because you'll get something really good conversation, a really good moment. And we, at least the way we handle things is like, we'll always respect their wishes. Like I'm not a New York Times journalist. Like I'm not here for journalistic integrity. Like, no, I can't touch it if you said it. I want you to feel comfortable. If you didn't, then okay, we'll do it. But sometimes it could really sting.
I just had a meeting with my business manager yesterday and he told me how much I spend a year on food. But it made me realize like maybe I should eat more meals in or realize that money spent on food does count. Now, I want to help you with a tool that will help you be smarter about how you manage your money and your credit scores. I want to tell you about Chime. With Chime, you can build credit history with everyday purchases and regular on-time payments. Plus, with Chime, you can get access to credit tracking, tools, and personalized tips for a stress-free credit experience. This is all without credit checks, minimum deposits, annual fees, or interest. You got to go to chime.com/notskinny to get started. It can make it easier to borrow with better terms for life's unexpected expenses, access to lower rates on car and personal loans, expanded eligibility for apartments and houses. A good score equals better chances. Like I said, no annual fees, no interest, no credit checks. Make everyday purchases count with Chime's secured credit builder Visa credit card. Get started today at chime.com/notskinny. Chime feels like progress.
The Chime Credit Builder Visa Credit Card is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. Chime checking account required to apply. Money added to Credit Builder will be held in your secure deposit account as collateral and is your Credit Builder cards available to spend amount. This is money you can use to pay off your monthly charges. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal and OTC advance fees may apply. Late payment may negatively impact your credit score. Results may vary. Go to chime.com/disclosures for details.
Camp days are almost over, and it's going to be so hard to entertain these kiddos for the last 2 weeks of summer. I really don't understand why camp doesn't keep going like the whole summer, like no breaks. Noah loves camp so much, and one of his favorite things about camp is swimming, and he's gotten so much better, which makes me really happy. The bathing suit that he's been wearing all summer and that he's absolutely obsessed is by Minot, and it's the boys' boardies, and they're like gingham, checkered blue and light blue. So cute. His best friend at camp has the same pair, so they both wear it and they look adorable. Highly recommend to check out Minot's best-selling products, which are the girls' rash guard one pieces and the boys' boardies. So good. They also have unisex rash guard shirts. I really like this brand because it's a family lifestyle vibe, super clean, simple, and just crisp, like beachy vibes. Every suit is thoughtfully designed with comfort, performance, and protection in mind. They have UPF 50 plus protection blocking, 98% of UVA and UVB rays. Go to shopminot.com and enter code MEETMinot15 at checkout to receive 15% off your first order. That's shopminot, MINNOW.com. The code is MEETMinot15 for 15% off. If you're running a business, you know that every time you miss a phone call, you're leaving money on the table. When every customer conversation matters, you need a phone system that keeps up and helps you stay connected 24/7. And this is why you need OpenPhone. It's the #1 business phone system that streamlines and scales your customer communication. So it works through an app on your phone or computer. No more carrying 2 phones or using a landline. So with OpenPhone, your team can share one number and collaborate on customer calls and texts like a shared inbox. That way, any teammate can pick up right where the last person left off, keeping response times faster than ever. Plus, say goodbye to voicemails. Their AI agent can be set up in minutes to handle calls after hours, answer questions, and capture leads, so you never miss a customer. So whether you're a one-person operation drowning in calls and texts or have a large team that needs better collaboration tools, OpenPhone is a no-brainer. See why over 60,000 businesses trust OpenPhone. OpenPhone is offering my listeners 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/notskinny. That's OpenPhone. I'm sure you can spell it, but it's OPEN phone, PHONE.com/notskinny. And if you have existing numbers with another service, don't worry. OpenPhone will port them over at no extra cost. OpenPhone, no missed calls, no missed customers.
How do I feel about my year of yes? And is it going into 2026? I feel so great. I made a list on my phone of everything I said yes to. And I also checked a bunch of things off. Live show is on there. A bunch of shit is on there. Listen, I won't lie. In my year of yes, there have been a few fails that I am reminding myself that it was my year of yes. It is my year of yes. And I still, okay. The reason I made this New Year's resolution, which was the year of yes, is to say yes to more things, is because I felt like, yes, I'm doing a lot, but there's also a lot that I just say no to off the cuff because it's out of my comfort zone or because it's scary or because whatever. And I just wanted to make myself give those things an extra thought. I'm not saying say yes to everything. I'm saying the things that you would automatically say no, think about it for another second. Think about maybe like, okay, this isn't, easy peasy lemon squeezy. You're going to have to make a little bit more of an effort. You're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to do something a little bit scary, but do it. And I did, like the live show. I've been saying no to live show for so long. And by the way, I got asked a lot of times, like, why do you say that it like gives you the ick? And it was probably mostly out of like fear, like, will people come? Will it be good? And I think it's like saying yes, and then we'll figure it out. But yeah, have to say, if you're thinking of doing a year of yes, just know some things you'll say yes to and you are taking a risk and that risk might not pay off. But I think through that, you also learn. And it's like, okay, that's another learning experience of saying yes to something that maybe I shouldn't have. And why shouldn't I have? And should I have known it or am I just learning it now? And if I'm learning it, what can I take from this experience to the next? So I think, yes, I'm definitely going to bring it into 2026. What's something you used to hate or talk shit about and now you love or use? Did I ever talk shit about Botox? I probably did. I probably was like, every girl in The Bachelor gets Botox and their face doesn't move, and I like faces that move. For sure said that. And also, I still think that if you're 25 or 22, you probably don't need it. But I get it if you, sorry, you don't.
You literally said you look amazing. What'd you do? And I said Botox. And you said, wow. And you got Botox literally?
No,
Later.
but I'm not 25. I'm 37. So good. But I don't think I don't think it looks bad before, but I for sure did. Like if you were around like at the beginning of so here's the thing. This is only like my third or fourth time doing it. And every time that because I don't feel like it expires and I need to go. And I was pregnant for 4 years, but I think that like it's such magic that it's crazy. It's like the craziest thing. Like you can put skincare on every day and never fucking see results. Botox the next fucking day. Don't let them lie to you. It is not 5 days. The next day you start seeing results. And you're like, what is this sorcery? It's actually crazy. What's the most Hollywood thing that I do? I would say my Uber preferences because there are friends of mine that make fun of me for this. My family is like, who do you think you are? And I'm like, if I don't want a Toyota Camry picking me up, I don't have to. Okay? I don't want a Toyota Camry. I'm sorry if you have a Toyota Camry. I've had a Toyota Camry in my life. But yeah, that's the most Hollywood thing I do. Just about my Ubers, I'm pretty specific. I don't like commuting in New York, getting to and from the studio. It could be like 45 minutes, an hour. I want to sit in a comfortable car. I'm very specific. I want the air conditioning on. Today, the driver left the windows open. I was like, this is loco. It's 80% humidity, sir. But then I'm such a pussy about asking. I'm like, okay, can I shut the window? You know, stop back here. So anyway, that's the most Hollywood thing. Is there anything else Hollywood that I do? I'm so humble. Oh, you have some?
She hasn't been on a subway, guys, and actually.
Okay, that's true. But that's Uber adjacent.
No. But
how far is the subway from my house? Avenues away.
But the Uber could take an hour and a half, and she would rather wait an hour and a half.
And you know what? I love all you girlies thinking you're like Sarah says Jessica Parker on the subway. Guess what? I paid my dues. I lived in the Bronx and went to high school in the city. I took the subway for like an hour each way for 4 years of my life. And that's just like school. Okay. I paid my dues on that subway and it is stinky and it is gross. And sometimes you have to stand and I don't like it. And if I can avoid it, then I will.
No, but like seeing you on the bus to me is
no. I need to tell you guys about this. First of all, by the way, hot take. I like the bus more than the subway. The bus is nice. So here's what happened to me. I know, so gross. And you know what? I'll answer the health journey question now and then I'll wrap it up. But so the health journey that I do talk about, and I'll just explain it in full, and then I'll get to the workout and why I was on a bus. But so I gave birth in June. I gained 50 pounds with no, I gained 35. I was like, this is more. I feel like my body just things that didn't happen after Noah's birth happened. And it's just wild, not to scare anybody, but giving birth at 36 versus giving birth at 32, differences. The amount of weight I gained, the changes in my body, like skin stuff, like just things I didn't see. I was like, whoa. I was like, damn, this isn't going to be the same. And I kind of knew that from the get, which is crazy to me that I think I started working out in August. Gross. So unlike me. I always make the joke like, am I cleared? Am I cleared to work out? Because I'm not working out. Bah, ha, ha. Then it's like, no, bitch, you have to work out. Like, you have to. So I literally started with a trainer once a week and Pilates at that point, it was once a week. And now I've moved up to twice. And so for months I was doing that, but I was kind of eating my same Amanda's healthy, which like I know how to do. I've always done when I want to get back like into shape. I'll just do my thing. I'll eat less bread. Like I'll, just kind of like everyone has their version of healthy or what helps them lose some weight if they've gained weight. That wasn't working for me. Zilts. Zilts working for me. I was like, what is this? Is it the breastfeeding? And then I look back, I'm like, so weird. I breastfed Noah until it was fucking 2.5. And I got back to myself to my pre-baby weight even after breastfeeding. So something wasn't adding up. And I was like checking my thyroid, which like I do have a little bit of a elevated TSH, but not actually. Like I have elevated for Eastern medicine. Anyway, nothing was really explaining it. And it was kind of like, give yourself grace, wait till you stop breastfeeding. And by the way, I really did notice the hormones. Like these hormones are so crazy with the way they make us sweat, smell, produce milk, all the things. Like, of course, it makes sense that it would also store fat, but some people lose it. Anyway, I also had always planned on breastfeeding Lenny for a year. So I was like, okay, we'll deal with that. Like, if it has to be a year later that I start seeing results. And then one day I saw this post by Molly Sims on Instagram, and it was like a what I eat in the day, which I always skip through those, but hers was just something stood out to me about it. And she also did kind of meal prep, and I was like, you know what? That's it. I have to start meal prepping. Like if I meal prep, then I'll have the food ready to go, and then I won't order in as much. And I saw that she worked with a nutritionist, Sarah Ragg, and this is how I do things, super impetuously. So I signed up for a consult with her, and then the consult took like 2 months until we did it because I canceled it, and I was like, what the fuck did I do? I don't. And then I started following her method. It's the first time I've ever worked with a nutritionist. And again, I always thought like my method works. Why would I need anybody to tell me anything? And I had her change it up for me, even from an example is like her being like, what do you eat for breakfast? Me being like, oh, coconut yogurt, berries in it, almonds, sprinkled chocolate chips, sprinkled granola, coconut flake. Like, okay, gorgeous muesli. Gorgeous muesli. I was eating that every day. And she's like, okay, what's protein in here? It was coconut yogurt. There's like 1 gram protein. Like you need protein in your breakfast. Also, all of this is fat. Coconut yogurt has like 10 grams of fat. The almonds have fat. Like, whoa, lady. She also explained a lot to me about blood sugar and how that's why I wore the monitor for a little bit, which was interesting to see. And what was interesting about that is like what she explained to me is when your blood sugar goes like up and down, like and has those big spikes, when it spikes, your body stops burning fat. So if that happens a lot during the day, like you're not in fat burning mode, and we want to be in fat burning mode all the time. So you want to keep your blood sugar as stable as possible throughout the day. So I don't eat carbs during the day. And if I have a serving of carbs, then I have it from my mini meal, which is around 4, or at dinner. And that's like 1 serving of carbs. And she also says that as like a cultural thing. Like you want to have dinner with your friends, you can have the fries, blah, blah, blah. But during the day, I really do focus on protein, and I low carb. I mean, I want to say no carb, but like there are carbs in like vegetables and berries. Like there are carbs, but it's like low carb. So I've been adhering to that plan. And since I started with her in April, it was the first time I fucking saw a difference. And I remember because I went to Florida in April and I noticed like less puffiness around my face, which I do think is because one of the things she told me to do was quit dairy, because at that point I had been on whole milk, cottage cheese. I actually switched to Greek yogurt. There was a lot of dairy. So, and she even said, like, notice when you quit dairy, like the puffiness, like you'll feel like just depuffed. And I really did. Sorry to break it to you, all you cottage cheese adding people. So I've been adhering to that plan because listen, once you see results, you remain motivated. And for me, seeing those 10 pounds from April, we're in July, like I'm happy with that. Like, I'm like, wow. And I put in the work, and I know fucking how hard I work, and I know how much willpower I have. And the workouts have continued with the 1-time weight training. I should do more of that, and 2 times Pilates. I should also do cardio. I'm not doing it right now, but we do the best that we can. And let me tell you, weight training is great. Pilates is great. It really is all in what you eat. And, and if you're not seeing the progress you want to see, like you got to change things up and making sure you're getting all those food groups. But if you asked me about the bus. The bus was, it is wild that, how people work out for their mental health. So triggering. I get so endorphin high after my weight training workout, that day in particular, that I did the wildest shit. I had this workout, okay, which first of all, and this will loop in anxiety, a lot of my triggers for anxiety, and which is why I like the air conditioning and the Uber and whatever, like heat can make me anxious. Like if I'm too hot, if I'm sweating, like that causes anxiety for me. So many years I didn't work out or didn't want to sweat or anything came from that. Like it would make me anxious. So this day that I went to work out, it was 100 degrees in New York, if you remember that day. And I even texted my trainer, like, how's the air conditioning? He's like, you'll be fine. I'm like, I get there. The air conditioning is not fine. It's on fan mode. Okay. I'm like dying. And I completed the workout, which for me was, again, such a proud moment of where I got to with my anxiety. Because I was like, you would have never been able to do this. Like, you would have been freaking out. And I not only got through the workout, I then like walked. I had a dermatologist that day. I walked there. Then I walked from the derm and I took myself to like lunch. And then I went from lunch and I found myself going into H&M and like buying things. It was so weird. I'm like, what am I doing here? Which I love H&M, but I would order. No, haven't been in the store. Haven't been in the store.
Whole Foods, nothing. Like she
Orders.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Crazy. No,
So
that's crazy.
I know. Am I you're saying crazy that I haven't been. I'm saying crazy that I went. So went into H&M, found myself like buying things, by the way, returned all of them, which is so funny. My husband was like, but didn't you actually try it on that time? I was like, yeah, I was feeling differently that day. Then because of the 100 degrees and me running around the town, there's a bus. By the way, I didn't pay on the bus. Are you supposed to pay? Where?
Right.
Does everyone pay?
No, I mean I don't, but like you can, and you know what?
You can get caught.
Like cops, like they'll go and check.
But can I just be like, oh, I didn't know. Click.
Yeah, there's like you.
I saw the click, but I just got in. Like, picture like a hopping Carrie Bradshaw. That was me. Hop, hop, M86. Hop, hop, hop. And I was like, and then I even took a selfie. I sent it. Did I send it to you?
No, but I saw it on your story and I was like, what are you doing? Who is this woman?
It was the workout endorphins. That's what I'm telling you, you guys. It's so weird. Like, it really does. And as much as I love Pilates, it's really on days that I do the workout that I get that head clarity, high, ready to do shit. Well, you have more?
Yeah.
Okay.
How to not care about trolls and judgment, specifically in what you do.
I don't know. I do care. Sorry. Next question. Listen, at the end of the day, what I remind myself all the time is there is so much more love than hate. Okay. Not for Love Island people, but I will speak personally. So much more love than hate. People that say the sweetest thing, the most romantic things, that care about me, that care about my family, that are happy for me, that are supporting me. So if I see a message being nasty or whatever, okay, like I really, even though it can affect me and it can affect me for days, it is remembering like, why am I letting that one measly voice take over all the positive ones? Like, it's just giving them less space in your mind, even though they get so loud in this industry, which is why I said that, like, I love this like community that I built, and I know there are trolls and I know there are haters, but I think they're doing it behind my back. So I'm like, okay with it. They're less in the forefront.
Another question: do you ever feel burnt out from being so online?
Yeah. I think it's kind of sad because I used to not. You would ask me this 2 years ago. I would say like, no, I don't. Because here's the thing. I'm not burnt out from doing what I do. I love what I do. And I love sharing it. And I love the podcast. I think when I get burnout is when I, like everyone in the world, and this is regardless of what I do, is the doom scrolling and the finding yourself like, wait, why am I standing in this? I found myself the other week, like in this door, like what's it called? Like a doorway, just like scrolling in the door, like stuck there. What are you doing, Queen? What are you doing? Leave the doorway, go to wherever you meant to go to. And I think Lily Reinhart said this, like, even stop for the, like, stop taking your phone to your bathroom. You know, go pee without your fucking phone. So I think the burnout is not from my job. I love what I do and I want to see what's up. I want to see Gracie and Paul at fucking Glastonbury. Glastonbury. I want to know what's up. I want to see, you know, Kylie and Timmy and Saint-Tropez. That I don't get burnout from. I think the burnout is all the background noise. It's just like the doom scrolling, the getting to the random fucking pages of things, you know, that kind of thing is what makes me burn out, that I don't want that to affect like what I actually do. So I want to stop with that if I could, if I put my mind to it. All right. Well, we did an AMA. What, you want another one? What?
Would you ever have Husb on the pod?
No.
Really?
Would he talk, Regina?
Yes.
Does he talk to you?
Okay, one thing about me and Husb.
We're tight.
Friends.
I just think he would not want to.
Yeah, he wouldn't want.
He wouldn't want to. Which, by the way, I love. Wait, you guys are both Tauruses. Doesn't make sense. He like hates the spotlight, and you're just trying to be in it. But he really like, even if I take him to an event, he's like, "Don't introduce me.
Oh my god.
Don't
he
mention."
loves an event.
He does. He always wants to be the plus one. No, he wants, yeah, which like takes away other people's plus ones. But he then doesn't want me to, like, he doesn't mind if people think like he's my like bodyguard. Like, he's just like, you don't need to introduce me. You don't need to say who I am. Like, he doesn't want, the pressure is nice to be taken off, because sometimes you do feel, if you're with a friend, or even if I take a sister, like, by the way, with you, I don't feel that pressure, because I'm like,
She'll find her way.
she'll find a way. But with some people, you're like, oh, this is so-and-so, or you don't want to leave them alone if you start talking to someone you know. And I don't feel that with him, because I know he genuinely doesn't care.
One more.
Okay.
And this one, I don't know if you're going to want to answer. How do you feel about the podcast industry being so oversaturated and everyone getting a mic?
Somebody asked this, or you?
Me.
Everyone getting a mic. You sound like a troll. Here's what I think. I think on one hand, it's like awesome that we're in 2025. And I remember starting in 2019 and thinking that I was like late to the game, because it's always so nice to be first at something. And I think I wish back then that I was like earlier to it. Now I look at it and I was like, damn, I was a motherfucking pioneer. I was in the mines. So now I'm like, whoa, starting in 2019, it was so early, and was really like at the forefront of this. It makes me happy that podcasting has remained so strong that people, what do you mean people? 2025 seems to be the year of starting podcasts. I think that, of course, like any business that gets oversaturated, I do want to read a quote. Can I have my phone? Because I saved this really good quote that will help anyone that feels like, because at the end of the day, almost every industry is oversaturated. I think of actors, for example. Like, how many beautiful actresses and actors do we know that we think are like, successful, doing their thing? So many of them are so dying for like a part in a movie, that you watch with a different actress, and they're like, why wasn't that me? So of course, like when there are a lot of pods and somebody else gets the guest that you want, or somebody else is doing something that you're doing, or let me tell you what will make you feel better. So this is a quote by Lisa Kudrow. You have to surrender to the fact that you are of too many in a highly competitive field, which can be, in my opinion, any field, where it is difficult to stand out. Over time, through your work, you will demonstrate who you are and what you bring to the field. Just stay with it and keep working. So I really love that, because this is my self-talk, and also now Lisa Kudrow saying it to me. There's only one of you, and one of what you do, and one of what you bring to the table. So even if there are 5 other podcasts that are in even the same world as you, no one brings what you bring to the table, and no one brings you to the table. And also people like you, or a different podcast, or for different reasons. So I really do believe that there's room for everyone. And I also do believe that there is a survival of the fittest. Like, only the people that are really passionate about this will stay in the game. And I think that's with anything. And you see podcasts come and go. So it's like, and haven't we met people? Have you been with me before where it's like people start a podcast and they're like, it's so hard. How do you do it? How do you do it? And I'm like, if you are saying this already, then you probably shouldn't be doing this. So I think that, so happy that the podcast industry is booming, because it really is the present, the future. And I really think there is room for everyone, and everyone brings themselves to the table, and only someone who really feels passionate about it and can bring something different will stand the test of time. Okay. I love you. Thank you so much for listening to my, self-absorbed hour. Love you.